there's the business side of football too, which is very difficult. And so that makes me think about Cooper Kupp and just kind of maybe speak to everything that he has meant to you, the relationship you guys have, and just how difficult that is, now that he's on the trading block and everything else that goes with that.
Yeah. I mean, Ryan, we talked about this a little bit, in New Orleans when we ran into each other. And the first thing that you acknowledge when you look at it is this guy's changed my life, and it's uniquely special because my first year as a head coach coincided with his rookie year. I'm a better human. I'm a better coach. I'm a better person because of my relationship and the influence Cooper Kupp's had on me. His legacy in my life and as a Ram is cemented forever. And we've had to have some honest conversations. And here's the reality, too. I think you always preface it with, you have a responsibility to the collective. And it doesn't mean you're right. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Doesn't change my love, my appreciation, my gratitude for everything that he's meant. But when you do look at putting together the puzzle, sometimes decisions that you try to be able to make for the collective don't necessarily fit with people that are so special. And no matter what he does, he's an all-time Ram from this point on, whether he played another snap or not for the Rams, or wherever he goes on to have success for however many years he wants to continue to do it. But, you try to say it's business, it's personal. It's all it all is intermixed. I don't think you can separate. I think you acknowledge that tough decisions have to be made. But I think one of the things that I'd like to think I've gotten better about, when I was a young coach, and I'm still a young coach, you're so worried about being liked. And oftentimes when you have those difficult conversations, you try to be liked and respected at the same time. And then people are like, well, what the heck did you really just say? And there's no good way to deliver tough information other than with some empathy, but being direct, and open and honest. And I love him. He knows that I love him. I couldn't have more respect for him, even in terms of the way that he handles some of those difficult conversations. And that's an inevitable part of it. And I do believe that even though this isn't an ideal situation, I think there's going to be a lot of gratitude that I think we both look back on for 8 years that, man, what an incredible blessing he's been. And I've always felt a real appreciation and gratitude from him as well.
Yeah, I think that's the cool thing, Sean, when you talk about really the way the building is. I remember seeing a quote from Jimmy Garoppolo this year of it being really one of the most fun years he's had, because it's like the first time he's been somewhere where he just felt like everyone gets a chance to just be themselves.
That's cool.
And he just loved the work environment. And I thought that was really cool to hear. But I think it also makes situations like this, and we'll obviously get into Matthew and what's going on there in a minute, but when you talk about Cooper and you talk about, even like I remember in my career, like just, when I became a free agent and you and I had to sit down together and figure out how do we go forward together? How's all those business things kind of intertwine? When you're a building that's built on character and connection and consistency and communication, that also makes those conversations even more difficult, because now it's like, man, this is bigger than just a transaction. We aren't some transactional place. I think you and I as friends talk about this all the time. We want to be all-time type people, not good-time people. Like, I'm not here for the good times. I want to be here all time. So how do we have these conversations? And maybe you're upset with me in this moment, and maybe it's going to take a year. Maybe it's going to take 2. But down the road, I think you'll be able to look back and appreciate the commitment and really who we were and our connection. And I think that'll bring us back to, you know what, at the end of the day, it was an amazing opportunity to be together, and we'll have a lot of great times to talk about it.